Hi, and welcome to the WHYcast, episode 34. I'm Nancy,
Hi, Matt.
and we are the hosts of the only podcast about a hacker camp in the universe. This volunteer-run event will take place this year in the Netherlands, approximately 42 kilometers north of Amsterdam, from August 8th to 12th. So, At, what are we talking about today?
Well, I think most people can guess by now. We have news, we have an interview, we have a where to hack, we have vacancy of the week, we have a messenger from a listener. But
So we have an interview finally again.
yeah,
Yes,
we
yes,
we
yes,
have an
yes.
interview. Yeah, we had two episodes without, but good thing this
I've
time
been
we
I've
do
been
have an interview.
reaching out to loads of people to ask them,
Yeah,
can you please tell something more in the Whitecast? Yeah, that
yeah,
helps.
that helps.
Um,
And there are a few cool interviews coming up.
oh
I've been
yes,
told. So stay around for that.
yep.
Normally we do this at the end, but maybe we should do it at the beginning now. If you don't want to miss any of the interviews, click the subscribe button.
Like and subscribe and ding ding
Do all
ding and
the do all
bells
the
and
social
whistles.
things. Yeah. Yep. Okay. With
Cool.
all that influencer stuff out of the way, let's get into the
Uh-huh.
news.
The influencer. Yes. So we have had a very successful Sea of Pizza night, which I find amazing because it was a sort of an experiment. Will this work? Will people show up? Is this interesting enough to help people write their CFP or craft their CFP?
Mhm.
And from what I understood, but I will have an interview later with Chantal, so she will tell all about it because she was there. Um, uh, it's very interesting to see that if you talk to other people, you come up with cool ideas for your CFP. So that's also the main tip of the day. If you are in doubt, talk to someone else about your plans, and maybe you were surprised on new angles or cool stuff. Um, so we'll hear more about that in the interview of this episode. So we'll let you know. You only have 9 days left to submit your CFP as of today when this episode comes out. Be aware, 25th of May is
Towel
the
day.
final day.
Yep.
Towel day is the final day that you can send in your CFP. So if you haven't done so yet, please block some time in your calendar to fill it in because
Yep.
we would love to hear your ideas or discussions or workshops or other cool stuff that you want to do.
Yep. And
Also,
as Chantal will say in the interview, most likely, I haven't heard the interview yet, so I don't know yet.
I
Um,
haven't done the interview yet, even, so that's interesting.
mhm. But probably if you have a slight doubt if anyone should find this interesting, the answer is probably yep, yep.
Most
There's there's
definitely, it will be
there's
yes.
more than 3,000 nerds. So if you find something interesting, there will be more people who find the same thing interesting.
Absolutely. And I can even tell you it's more than 3,000. There will be 31
At least.
at least, 3,100
Yeah.
people at least, because that's the amount of tickets that has been sold. Um, we are looking into which team projectleiding to figure out do we want to add extra tickets or not? Because being sold out sounds great. People missing out doesn't
Not so
sound that
much.
great.
No.
So, but we also want to have, we don't want to burn out volunteers.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, we don't, more is not always better. So
It
that
should
is
be
a
in balance. Yep.
discussion. Yeah, so that is a discussion that is still going on. When we know more, when I know more, and well, probably I will be one of the first to know. That helps. We will share it
Yeah.
through all the channels and also the mailing list. So don't
Yeah.
worry if you were worried about that. We'll keep you posted. But good news is probably by Towel Day, the 25th of May,
Mhm.
I, I,
It's
I,
gonna be
I,
close. It's gonna
I
be
would put my
close.
bets on it. Yeah, that
Oh,
we could be sold
yeah.
out by then.
Yeah.
Coming Wednesday, will be the next online Orga meet. So that's the 21st of May. Um, you can update, share all the things that are going on in your team. So hopefully see all of the Orga or most of the Orga there.
Mhm.
Um,
Check the wiki for
so
the
that's
details.
that. Check the wiki for the details, and we will share it in the show notes as well. And also because it's not done yet, we're not there yet. The 21st of June will be the physical Orga meet in The Hague at RevSpace. Beware, next day will be the NATO top. So The Hague is very hard to get out of uh, from the
If you wait too long.
22nd
Yeah.
from the 22nd of May. So Saturdays you'll be fine driving in and out of The Hague, but on the Sunday you will have a problem. So please take that into account if you make travel plans.
Yes.
Cool. I think that was that for the
The
news.
news. Yes.
Yep.
So I think with that, we should go to Chantal,
Yes.
who we recently had as a host,
Yeah.
but this time as an interviewee.
She is also one of the founding people of the WHYcast. So it's
Mhm.
cool that we now have some switcheroo from time to time. I like it.
Yeah, because she's also
Um,
heavily involved with team content,
absolutely.
and with that, with the CF Pizza Night. And I asked her to do it live from the event. She didn't like that very much, so
I get that.
yep. So you talked to her about what
Yes.
happened and what came of the pizza night.
Let's listen to her.
No.
Here's Chantal from the future and the
Hi.
past at the same time. That's interesting. Because I was so curious about how the Sea of Pizza night went and to talk a little bit more about the whole CFP process and getting more people excited because it's just a couple of days left when this episode airs.
Yeah,
So,
9 days until the CFP4Y closes on the
ooh,
25th of May, which
mm-hmm,
is Towel Day on purpose.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the CF Pizza Night was a success in my
Hmm.
opinion, but also the participants. I think we had around 20 people that were actually there in person,
Cool.
and around 15 to 20 that also joined online, in and out a little bit. But yeah, no, so I think it was a success, and we could really help some people get started or maybe finish it. So that was really, really cool.
And it
Um,
was also a co-production for multiple events, right? We did it,
yes,
of course, for Y, but
yeah,
also for Wicon. But
yeah,
later along the line, another event also joined in.
yeah, OrangeCon. They also joined in. Yeah. So Barry from OrangeCon was actually in person there as well. So
Cool.
he chimed in with some tips and tricks as well. So that was really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
People might also know him as Fish.
yeah, fish.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so it was useful for more than just one event, and I think that's great, right?
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was the whole point, of course. It was it's useful for why, but
Mhm.
not only for why. It's basically for all conferences, and it doesn't per se have to be a cybersecurity or hacker conference. It's also useful for other conferences.
And were there a lot of one-timers as well, like first-timers, I mean, that had never submitted anything or were just curious on becoming a speaker or
Yes, but there were also some people that had some speaking experience. Also, yeah, so it was kind of a mixed group.
yeah.
And I think everyone got something out of it, so that was really good. Yeah, and the people that did speak before were also there to maybe come up with some new ideas and brainstorm. So that was also cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice. Um, how did the evening went? I mean, you did an opening and gave some tips and tricks.
Yeah, yeah. So we had some drinks and pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So people could, yeah, so people could already get to know each other a little bit. And then I did indeed, I held a monologue. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry for that. No,
No,
not
yeah,
sorry.
no. I did try to keep it as short as possible. I think I talked for around 45 minutes. The plan was 30 minutes, but there were some questions in between, so
Which
it
is
was not
fine.
only me. Yeah, and after that, we actually we split up in some groups
Hmm.
and talked with each other about subjects like brainstorming, but yeah, kind of depended on what the group wanted to do, of course, but yeah, help each other out also. And that worked really well. A lot of people got some new insights, new ideas. So yeah, that was really cool. So one big tip, talk with other people about what you're planning to do on a stage.
Tip number one,
Tip
one,
number
one
one.
for
Yeah.
CFPs
Yeah.
is yeah, share
Yeah.
your ideas because you might come up with crazy cool new ones as well,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it really helps like talking it out to see if there's like maybe you need to add something, maybe you need to skip something. It really, really helps.
Very nice. So that was at least one of the tips. What other tips did you give during your presentation that also might be helpful to the people listening to this YCast?
Yeah, I think one pretty important step also that I often skip, and I also admitted that in my presentation, do your homework. And with homework, I mean research the conference you want to do a talk on.
Ah,
Yeah. So what is the audience that is going to come? What are subjects they talk about on stage on that at the conference? Um, is there anything special about the conference that you can maybe like incorporate in your
are
talk?
there subcategories maybe?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, indeed. But also like look at trends on that specific conference. Like maybe they have had in the past a lot of talks about a certain subject, and then the next year they don't have the talks about that certain subject anymore because it was a trend in that year, but not in the next year. So yeah,
Hmm.
you can always look at that, and maybe that's interesting to make a hook for your own presentation.
Cool. Hmm.
Yeah, and I must admit, I often skip that step. Doesn't mean that I like really skip it. I always look at the website and I look what the audience is going to be, and then, but it's all in my head and I don't really put it on paper. And sometimes it's very useful to put it on paper because then you can like, yeah. Tip
That
number
was tip
two,
number two.
put it on paper because then you can easily brainstorm. So you can, yeah, make connections between maybe the subjects you already have for your talk and then connect it to the things you researched about the conference and the target audience.
Very useful. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, yeah, tip number two.
Awesome. Do your homework
Yeah.
and write it down.
And
Yeah.
we don't like doing homework. I know that, but yeah,
Uh-huh. But
yeah,
it's
you need to
useful.
do it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. And are there any other? Do we also have tip number three?
Um, Yeah, there was lots of tips, of course,
Loads of tips.
and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna repeat them all in
No,
because
I
then
get
we're
that.
gonna talk for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
but
little bit too much, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's too much. I am thinking about maybe making this into a blog post because I
Hmm.
think it's kind of useful to do
Yeah.
that. So I hope I can get the time to actually do that as soon as possible.
Hmm. Cool.
Um, yeah. But another great tip I have had in the past that really helps me is to not put keep everything in your head. Actually start writing things down, and you can do that on paper, of course. That
Hmm.
really
Hmm.
helps in the first steps of creating a talk. But also actually making an outline of your talk and then converting that to slides,
Yeah.
because by converting it to slides, you can actually see if the story you're trying to tell is a story that makes sense.
Coherent and has a beginning and an
Yeah.
ending
So
and
you
a
have a
logical.
beginning, an introduction, a body, the middle, and an ending with the conclusion. And in your conclusion, always have a takeaway or a call to action.
Yep.
Yeah. And or.
And if
Yeah.
you have that basis, you can build on that. But yeah, it's good to write things out. I have a humongous whiteboard where I put ideas and just try to structure them in a sort of a mind map first,
Yeah.
and then see, okay, what are the hot spots and how can I logically connect them, and by that making a story.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and
we
it's
tend to
still
be brains on
and
brains
but
on
it's
you.
still different than like a whiteboard is super useful. You can also do that on a piece of paper, of course,
Sure.
but that's still different than actually making an outline and putting it into slides. Because when you put things into slides, your outline, for example, you're gonna see like, okay, maybe there's a gap somewhere, or maybe there is this part is way too long. So yeah, definitely before you actually like make your permanent slides that you're going to present on the stage, make outline slides. And
Yeah.
you don't have to like make those slides super fancy. It can just be like bullet points with these are the things I want to talk about on this slide, and then the next slide and the next slide. And from there you can create like your pretty
Fun fact.
fancy slide.
What is happening here is we were talking about submitting a CFP, and now we're actually on the part after that,
Yeah,
creating the actual
yeah.
presentation,
Yeah, but it's
which
all
is,
connected, of
yeah,
course. Yeah.
it can help to have that outline of your presentation
Yeah.
before writing your CFP.
Yeah, and yeah, why I mentioned this as a tip before writing your CFP, it is very shitty if you find out when making your slides that your story is going to be different,
Yeah.
and that what you filled in your CFP actually doesn't really work. Um, uh, and still, it is going to happen to people. It happened to me once as well. And fix that. Talk to the organizers. Change your CFP submission if it's not if it's still like possible to do that. But if it's after the time that you can actually do that, talk to the organizers. It's
Yeah.
usually not a big deal, but yeah, do let the organizers know that something changed. But it's just very shitty if you find out when making your slide that
Uh-huh.
your story actually is not going to work.
True. Awesome. That's cool. And what happens after the 25th? Because you're team lead of content, of
Yeah,
course. So you have a great overview on what comes next
yeah.
after that.
So after the 25th of May, the CFP closes, so we're not taking any submissions anymore. And first, we are going to have a round of blind reviewers that are going to take a look at all of the submissions. Blind reviewing means that those people are not going to be able to see who the person is that submitted the CFP, so no names. And we also try to, they're not going to get any information on the name and the bio. And we are also going through all of the submissions itself to see if there's not any identifiable information in there. Yeah, people can, yeah, basically make an opinion on a submission without knowing who the person actually is. And those people are going to rate everything, of course, and that is going to help us as the core team of team content seeing what, yeah, the
What are the
reviewers,
highlights?
yeah,
What
what
are
are the
the
highlights? Yeah,
popular ones, the
yeah.
unpopular ones? Yep.
And maybe also things that might not be clear yet, so we have to maybe get some clarification on things. So yeah, and that's going to happen after the blind reviewers are done. And then Team Content has a big meet where we all come together in a weekend, and we're gonna pick the speakers. Yeah,
And that will be somewhere around the end of June, right?
yeah, it's the end of June. Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. I know from experience that is hard work, especially with the amount of slots that we are
yes,
having at Y.
yeah, Yeah.
So good luck to
Yeah.
you all because
Yeah,
that's a
that's also
lot.
why we pick an entire weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely need it. People
Yeah.
who have never done anything like that tend to underestimate it a little bit.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
It's a lot of work
Yeah.
to figure out, okay, how are we going to fit
Yeah,
all of
because
this
we're
into
also going to indeed already look at like, okay, how is it going to fit into the schedule? What do we want where and when? And yeah. Yeah.
cool. So when can people expect to hear your talk has been picked? That will be after that, or?
Yeah, I hope we can already approve some things before that,
Hmm.
and I think it should be possible. But just yeah, so the first week of August is gonna be definitive. Then you'll actually hear.
The first week
Oh
of
no,
August?
July. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
Okay, so the
I
first
was
week of
confusing
July.
it with Wicon. Sorry.
I get it. I get it. No worries. But I was like, that's the
July.
start.
No,
Yeah.
first week of July. Yeah.
First week of July, you will
Yeah.
hear most probably at the latest.
At the latest, yeah.
You will have your stage.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then of course uh, we would love to see people shout out that there are a speaker at Y.
Yes, definitely.
Um, how can you shed a little light on how that will go on the field as well? So I'm a speaker, and then I'm coming to the field, say, "Hey, I'm a speaker. Where do I go now?"
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't have the complete details on that yet, but just like previous years, there is definitely going to be a speaker desk. So
Uh-huh.
if you're a speaker, please report to that so that we know that you're here.
Yeah.
You'll get information. We'll do a test if everything works, and then you're on your way. You can enjoy the event or go onto the stage right away.
And you will have a herald, most probably, who
Yeah,
is a volunteer that will shout out who you are and why you're cool and why your story is
yeah,
amazing. And then, so you get a warm introduction through the audience. So that's amazing experience as a speaker,
yeah,
if I from what I've seen.
yeah.
And so you will be taken care of. There's always a spot to go at the speaker desk. There will be a place for you to prepare your last uh, things, and then you're off to the
Yeah,
stage.
so the speaker desk is also indeed a quiet place for speakers to sit if they still want to like do something on their slides
Concentrate.
or concentrate
Yep.
before their talk. So yeah, there's also some room to chill out.
Hmm.
But also yeah, all the information for speakers, yeah, you can get it there.
And I think what is also very cool and worth mentioning is that unless you've said you are not allowing it, all the talks are being recorded.
Yes, yeah,
So if you want to show it to your friends who are not able to come or family members or anything, they all will be shared online as well. And I think
yeah,
that's also cool if you are have the ambition to become a speaker on more stages and you really do this well, you can share this, of course, as well in the
yeah,
future. Um,
yeah, and
and
we have
it's
an
also cool to watch back.
Yeah, and we have an awesome AV team that always makes the best out of the record. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They really make very nice recordings. So yeah, no, it's definitely worth having your talk recorded and then you can share it. Yeah.
Shout out to Team Production House. Thanks, sweeties. Awesome. Cool. Let me check. Did I leave any questions out? I don't think so. Do you think we covered everything surrounding CFP speakers, presentations?
Yeah, so no, yeah, I can talk about this for a very long time. We're not gonna do
Hmm.
that here. No, if anyone is still doubting to submit to the CFP of Y, just do it.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Maybe it's also we covered the difference between all the names for a CFP in the CF Pizza night as well, because there's a lot of you have the call for presentations, you have call for proposals, you have call for
Ponies?
speakers, you have call for whatever, a
Hmm.
lot. This is a call for proposals, and that means that we want your proposal. You don't have to have everything ready yet. We want to know if you have a cool idea, please let us know, and then we can see if it fits for why.
Cool.
So submit your ideas.
Do that. Yes. Cool. Chantal, thank you so much. We will most probably hear and see you again in the WHYcast somewhere in the future. I think.
Probably.
Because you're one of the founding people of this beautiful WHYcast. So thank you so much for this interview and shedding a light on the CFP process and the CF Pizza Night. And see you soon.
See you soon.
Well, that was Chantal, and I think it's a nice little nugget to mention that we are actually planning Team WHYcast, that is to fill in a CFP for to talk about the WHYcast. What happened? Why did it happen? And what are the numbers? Because we love numbers. And so we are going to do a talk, most definitely. Oh, not most definitely. It depends on one thing about the WHYcast. Because what does this depend on, Ad? If we will be on stage or not? Clueless.
You tell me. You tell me.
We have to get through the review process.
Yes.
Because there is a possibility that your CFP is not being chosen because it's not interesting. No, probably that's not the reason. Probably because you didn't fill it out properly. But that has to be done by people. People have to check those CFPs. That brings us to the vacancy of the week.
Oh, out of order. You do a vacancy of the week before the Where to Hack.
No way!
Yes. Well, yes. The vacancy of the week, reviewers for team content. Because with Towel Day around the corner, all the CFPs need to be reviewed and checked for correctness, for completeness. Because that is, I think, will be one of the main points where you get points off of your CFP if it's not detailed enough. I mean, it doesn't have to be 20 pages long, but only a title is probably not enough.
Right.
So there should be a little direction, at least, in what you're going to talk about, or what the workshop is going to be about. A little bit of background. Do include a little bio on yourself as well. But then they need people to review all the CFPs, and if you think that's pretty cool, I could get a sneak peek at what is going on.
Yeah.
They need blind reviewers. Get in touch with Team Content. Details are on the wiki, and we will provide links to the teams in the show notes.
Perfect.
And
Thanks.
then we go to the
Where to
Hack.
I think it's because you started out with doing the social media stuff at the beginning of the episode, and now I all mixed up in my head, and it's fine. This is fine. Let's go. Where to Hack?
Each week we will share where you can find why-minded people. Where to Hack?
Are you going to Utrecht coming Thursday?
No.
Oh, me neither, but I know there will be a lot of why-minded people there. I've seen some speakers on the program that I know will go to Why. So you can find a lot of why-minded people in Utrecht coming Thursday during the NLUG voorjaarsmeet. I think they just use NLUG, right? They don't use the full length of their name anymore.
No, it's usually just NLUG. Yeah.
But it's things to do with Unix originally, but mainly open source.
Unix, Linux, open source, open systems, open standards. But you do need to be a member of the NLUG to visits.
True.
Yep.
But
And we were there last time.
we
We did
recorded a
Y
WHYcast there.
we did a YCast from there.
Yep.
I should have looked up the episode number beforehand, but I didn't. Sorry.
I will put it in the show notes.
Okay. But we also spoke there, so that's why we were allowed in, or at least I was.
Most definitely. Cool. So that's one, and the weekends. Well, it's May 31st
May 31st,
and
yeah.
June 1st. That is a full smack pack
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, we're going to Geldrop to visit Tito's. And you're going to be there on Saturday, and I'll be there on Sunday.
Yep.
Yep. So the YCast is there, but not together.
Not together. No.
No.
But you will be there with another podcast.
I will
That's
be
you're a part of.
yeah, highly likely. I mean, we have to iron out the last little details, but what we did last year and the year before was do a live Angry Nerds podcast over there. In the central area of this free open source event.
The
Tito's,
technical
the Dutch open source
event.
event. Yes. Although the event is not necessarily in Dutch. There's a couple of international speakers usually, and international visitors aplenty. Because Geldrop is in the south, so fairly close to Belgium and Germany. Yep. So, people from across the border will join there at the Weeffabriek.
And there will be a Y stand there as well. So if you want more information about Y and all the things Y, you can find us there. Boekeweer will be there because she lives not because she wants to be there in the first place, and the second is it's near her hometown.
So her hackerspace is probably also represented there.
Absolutely. Yep. So Hackalot will be there, and I think more Y-minded people or Y-orga people will be there as well. So
highly likely. Last time I ran into Moe from Deco.
Yep, Moe was
for
there.
example. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see you there.
Yes, definitely. I won't be there on Saturday because on Saturday, 31st of May, I will be at Hack 42 in Arnhem.
Hey.
For a Meshtastic meetup. Meshtastic is an way of communications without any centralized servers. So this is just battery-powered devices talking to each other, and you can chat without any centralized infrastructure.
Cool.
Yeah. So there's, I think, now about 25 people on the wiki.
Yeah, you counted. It was quite a huge list, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I put my name in there. There was like 6 people on the list. Now there's more than 20. So cool. That's going to be a whole heap of fun, and link will be down below.
And if you have more tips on where to hack, where to go, please let us know or share them via other channels. But these are the coming period places where you can find us and other people from Norga.
Definitely.
Cool. I guess because we already did the vacancy of the week, now it's time for messages from listeners. And I see you wrote something down there.
I wrote something down. We got at the info@ email address ticket system. We got a message from someone who will probably join Y. He's doing a trip through Europe with a service dog. And the question was about the service animals, and yes. Even though pets are not allowed on the Y field, service animals, service dog, is
personnel.
Yeah,
it's there to help you. Yeah,
exactly. But I would like to take this opportunity to tell everyone else, if you see this cute, fluffy service animal in training at the moment, so cute and cuddly.
Mm-hmm.
The dog has a job, is on a mission. Do not approach the dog, however cute.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. You can talk to the owner. But service animals need some space. They need to be able to concentrate on their job. So if you see a service animal, it's probably okay to talk to the owner, but do not initiate first contact with the dog. If the owner says it's okay,
It's fine. Yeah.
sure, but please ask and don't disrupt the animal doing their job.
Working.
Yeah.
Doing the job. Yeah. Awesome. It's good of you to actually use the info mailbox as well, because a lot of interesting questions are coming in there, of course. And you're mainly team info as well, next to being team WHYcast. Whoop whoop, team WHYcast. So thank you for bringing that one up. Dan, I think this was it for this week.
I think so too. Yep.
Another episode done. If you would like to reach out to us, leave feedback, or want to share anything with us, leave it in the comment section. Like and subscribe. I'm just doing this again. This is usually Adfluencer's task because he's an Adfluencer. And you can always send us an email at WHY2025.org. There are there are two people reading that mailbox. That's Odd and myself. So send us an email there.
Yep.
At least two. So thank you so much for listening to us, and we hope to see you next Friday.
Why day?